Hi, it's Jeff White with Silat and VersatileFightingArts. We are working with the SBL knife djuru. It's an excellent platform on which to train both using blade, transitioning between empty hand and blade, holster, reupholster if you're using fixed blades. Obviously, if you're using a folder, it makes that a little bit more difficult. But I'm also just trying to be able to move where I know things are without having to look for them. If I'm constantly having to look down to figure where my tools are, obviously I'm going to run into a problem. If I'm not looking, but I'm still trying to figure out where my tools are, and while I'm engaging in my opponent, I'm wasting time. Incredibly inefficient and dangerous for me. But if I just know exactly where they are, then that's fine. Now, you also, it is wise, if you're going to do this, you also play with having your own holster. Two knives that I have played with, these are the live versions of my trainer that I use, and I love these blades. They feel so good and they move so well. But you know, one of them comes in a leather sheath, and you know, when I put this on, it's not as tight, and so reinserting can be a little bit more of an issue. Now with this, with the other one, a little more of the hard case. So now it clips in, and it stays right where I am, and I can just slide it in, slide it out. So you need to be able to play with what you would actually use. So you need to play with what you would actually use in order to make this as real as possible. Absent of that, just got to know your training attributes that you may use in the future, you may not, but there are also other benefits. Once again, if I'm just moving, I may not, this may be a break, it may not be related to a punch or a slice or a stab, but I can transfer this movement into something else where I'm just reaching and grabbing. So now let's also look at number two. So if I'm coming up, if I'm engaging in just number two, all right, and if you remember that number two block, this is a number one block, this is a number two block, all right? So in this case, instead of coming all the way up here to when I would come out, in this case, I am going to step and I'm going to do a push away block, called also a ceiling block here, and now I'm going to punch down. So this is going to be like a gut punch. It can also be stabs and pokes and fingers and punches. Sometimes we'll roll, I would use rolling punches into the hip flexors. I can also be punching into a leg. If you've never been punched into your thigh before, it's a special kind of day. So if I'm coming in, one. Now in this case, I'll show you the bladed version, but empty hand doesn't work with this, so it's just one. I'm going to come back again with my redondo and then back. We'll come through. And we'll come back into our ready position. Now, out. With this, I'm going to stab, come up, insert again, open. Alright. Now in this case, because it's all ready to get hit with the forehand, even though I open, I don't necessarily, this feels a little bit awkward to me today. So other days I may flow more with it. But if I come in, here, open, then I just come back. And I come through. Now I come back into Prasan, reholster, and come back. So 1, 2, 3, and because here I've got my two, this flows a little bit more empty hand, so I'll come back. I'll include the, I think it's redondo is what I remember, but this cycling. All right, so now when I come back with my blade, I'm here, up, here. I don't feel the same to come in this way. Maybe some days I do. This is your practice, and I'm just building, showing you what I do. Then I'll come through. There's my cut. I'll come in, gather. So, down, here, here. So there's number 2. Empty hand. We'll include in a roll. Come back. With blade. And as you look at it, like I said, this is just anything that catches, parries, and comes in. The strike can be anything. I could be parrying down, strike. Because you've got a strike and an elbow, it puts itself perfectly into, say, solar plex, coming up to elbow, and then I can clear. It depends on what you want to do. So I can come in, once again, remember this. So maybe I come through, punch solar plex, elbow. I can slide out when I hit, maybe hold the head, come down, hit again. I can pop them up, I can hit. The flow can be what you want it to be. And it also depends upon your partner and where they're standing. I may come in here, here. All I need now is this straight out of our form. So I'll parry this down, solar plex, come up. They're going to bend over. I'm going to smack them up with an elbow. Then I just pop the shoulders. Here's my forearm strike. Can be right across the face, can be across the neck. I could be a little bit nicer if I need to turn them, and then bisect, and we come down. This will be the linear, this will be the expression of those concepts. Not necessarily everything that we're doing, but it is the expression of those concepts. So once again, we're looking at 2. And today with 2, I'm putting in this forearm strike. Now, what I also like, once again, empty hand, blade. Why do we come in and then up? There's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's a natural flow. If I come in with a number 5 and he passes, all right, so he just moves this out of the way, I don't need to go any farther out, obviously, so I just roll up. So if I'm coming in, and now I've got a strike here. I can also be moving. Maybe I got my strike here. I'm coming up. I'm going to keep my blade up to his face, but now I'm looking at getting a cut along the side. But I'm going to start with the insert and coming in. That's available. So, once again, coming in. Empty hand, punch, elbow, we'll come back through, back, come back to home, here. Now, here's my stab, low stab, high stab, open up, get my side cut, come back in, reholster, down here. Empty hand, with a little bit extra. Number 2. Now, if I want to put them all together, so now I'm going to come out 1, 2, 3. This is where we came in, but instead of coming back here, once I finish this downward diagonal or this downward elbow, hammer fist or back fist, now I'm going to do my push away. I'm going to come in for a low strike and my elbow. There's my number 2 and my check. I'm going to do cycling, and now when it comes through, I'm still not here yet. That's at the end. But once I come through now, we haven't gotten to 3 yet. So now I will come here and come back. So now we're combining 1 and 2. I'm going to push down, up, here, come across. I like my finish here today. 3. So, empty hand. With blade. So that is 1 and 2 with blade, empty hand to bladed, going back and forth.